I feel like the biggest asshole in the world, and I need some outside opinion. Backstory. My boyfriend, Marco, 27M, and I, 20F, have been together for just over a year. I love him more than anything, and more than I have loved anyone. This is the happiest I've ever been in a relationship, and he treats me very, very well. We met in a very non-traditional way. He was a teacher at my high school. I had him for one class my senior year of high school. We grew a strong friendship that eventually turned romantic after I had graduated, because we trauma bonded over both having been sexually abused as kids. I won't share that story because it is not what this is about, but we did form an excellent friendship out of this hurt. I should also note that he had been single for over 5 years before meeting me, and my last relationship was when I was 17, so this is both of our first adult relationships. From the beginning, it was a very healthy, open, and honest relationship, or so I kind of thought. I smoke weed, drink, and vape. It's not the best way to cope with my feelings, but I've found that it's my favorite. It's the most affordable and safest way for me to shut my brain off, but yet again, not the point. Marco has never drunk before. Not one single ounce of alcohol, never touched weed, would never even consider it, and he thinks vaping is disgusting. Now this is one of the very first things he tells me within our time of being friends before dating, me, being infatuated and wanting to impress him. I tell him I've quit my phase of recreational use of substances, which was probably the dumbest thing I've done because I very much still smoke weed, still drink. Again, this is not extremely important to the story, but hear me out. I haven't experienced much college life. My boyfriend and BF I started dating almost immediately when I moved out of my house. In fact, I think we started dating before I moved out and started school. I love going out and meeting people, whether that's at parties, the library, or wherever I am a social girl. But I don't get to do that often, and when I do, I feel judged and like I'm acting like a kid. Going to parties, going on Tinder, having drunken hookups, I never got that I could never flirt with the frat boys or the girls. I could never actually go out and feel like I was meeting people. I know that sounds horrible of me and makes me sound like a little immature child, but I have never once experienced that part of life. A part of me is scared that I will end up resenting him or hating him for not allowing me to have the ideal college experience I envisioned. A little side note, he never leaves his house, will not go to restaurants, doesn't go to the gym, and gets his groceries delivered. We do not do anything when we are together except sit on his couch and watch sports. I hate sports. Seeing as though I am still in college and he is working full-time, we are in very different stages in our lives. I'm in college housing, living with roommates, paying rent monthly, and basically living paycheck to paycheck. Marco, on the other hand, fortunately found a house that he was able to pay off almost entirely by the time we started dating. Now, the house is perfect for a bachelor and has been ideal for him over the past few years. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a great location, and a gorgeous yard. You may think I'm being unreasonable for complaining about this, but please listen. We could not raise a family there. He and I, a dog, and possibly more than one child, could not comfortably live there. I'm not sure what the worst part of this little issue is, if it's that he's 100% set on living here forever and doesn't want to move, or if it's that it's next door to his parents' house. Not on the same block, not in the same neighborhood, not even just on the same street. Next. Fucking door. I can see my mother's home office from our kitchen window, and I'm not sure why, but I need a little bit of privacy. One of my main concerns is that he is very messy. At the start, it wasn't super noticeable, maybe a sock or 2 on the floor, a few dishes in the sink, and perhaps a few pizza boxes on the floor. As time went on in our relationship, the messiness got worse. 2 pizza boxes turn into 15 to 20 boxes shoved in the garbage, causing a constant overflow. A few socks turn into piles of clean, dirty, old, and new, all clothes in the hallway, bedroom, kitchen, living room, and a pile so big on the floor in the basement you can't walk through. And all those dishes have turned into molded Tupperware from June, it's now October, and plates from months ago that haven't been looked at since they were used. We also recently acquired a new couch for his living room, and the old one is still sitting in the hallway for us to climb over. I've had multiple conversations with him about this as well, and he told me that he'll eventually do it or that it's not important right now. I've tried hinting, but then I had to tell him straight up that it's gross. Because of the sexual trauma he and I both have, we don't have the best relationship with sex. I personally could go months without sex, but he can't. It's not a bad thing at all, and I know some of you are going to tell me to get laid whenever I want, but you don't understand. I could be having a panic attack, and the text I get from Marco would be, "Do you think my dick would help?" I've probably heard, "I'm hard," more times than I'm in love with you. He will also walk by and start humping me when we're at his parents' house, babysitting his nephew, while I'm talking on the phone, or just cuddling. It's like an unneutered dog. He also can't keep his hands to himself, and with my past, I am not the biggest fan of physical touch. I enjoy it in moderation, but I prefer not to be touched at all. He knows this about me, and I've tried to set boundaries and tell him that I don't like it, but it doesn't seem to get any better. I'm unsure about what to do with this part either. Now this is the cherry on top. Marco has a kink that makes me very uncomfortable. He enjoys diaper play. Yes, that's right, diapers. Like, pull up fucking diapers, yes, in every way you're thinking, and yes, clean and dirty. When he first told me he was hesitant to share the information, but I trusted him and loved him. I wanted to feel secure with him, knowing I'm with him. I tried very hard to understand/get interested in it, and I spent hours researching. I'm embarrassed to say that Pornhub and Pinterest were my best friends for a few weeks. I was never able to get comfortable with the idea of just wearing a diaper, sitting on the couch while we were having sex. I couldn't do it, but I didn't want to hurt him. One night, while researching, he tried to seem to wear them, and I broke down and told him how uncomfortable I felt with them, despite his efforts, otherwise, and how it stressed me. Since that conversation, I've been less adamant about me wearing them, but he still definitely wants/hopes I will. There will be nights that, after we have sex, I'll see him secretly put one on to go to sleep or to watch our movie. There have also been a few different instances since the conversation where I've caught him masturbating with the diaper. I feel terrible for not wanting to be with him anymore, but there are so many small pieces to this puzzle. I'm so young and I know that, but I don't feel young. I feel like I'm in my 30s looking back on my life regretting not doing anything, but I am in that time and I can do something. Please tell me what to do because you're really a great guy. I do don't is a real lie if he's my guy. Does that make me a horrible person? I feel like one. So, AITA for not wanting to spend my 20s sitting in a diaper?
He groomed you, which you may still be too young to see still. Your relationship is based off trauma bonding. You self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. Your boyfriend does not help around the house and is a slob. You have mismatched libidos. You aren't sexually compatible kink-wise. You're limiting yourself from experiencing college. You feel stuck next door to his parents. Girl, you're making a series of horrible decisions. Please end this relationship. You are still very young and need to get out now. This man will ruin your life.
So I got as far as a teacher at my high school. Went, yep, he's an age. Then a groomer. Kept reading, and it just get worse somehow. Didn't even get to the part about the kink. Time to leave this fool, access some counseling, and find healthy ways to manage your trauma history.